Shadow demons.
Ghosts, time traveler from a parallel universe, aliens from another world, or a demon from hell. These are some of the explanations as to what a shadow entity might be. Down through the ages, different cultures have given different names to these entities. The ancient Sumerians gave this demon a name. They called it Alu. It would come in the middle of the night during your sleep and torment you. In medieval Europe, women would find themselves tortured in their sleep. By incubus, the men would be attacked by the succubus. Today they are known as shadow people. Try to explain what it is, call it what you will. Living with these nightmares and the horrific assaults is real and is on the rise. Has this ever happened to you? I would like to know. Now we have the true story of what happened to one young woman when a sleep paralysis demon came to visit her and the affects it has had on her life. Her name was Indy, a freshman at a nearby high school. Happy by all appearance, but she held a secret. Her days were tormented by her nights. Earlier that day, she had arrived at school fatigued, unfocused, and confused. Her friends could tell she was off, but they dismissed it. Only Indy knew the truth. After finding herself exhausted and unable to go further, she went to her school counselor and the school nurse, explaining that she had an upset stomach and asked if she could go home for the afternoon. After getting the appropriate authorization, she was excused. When she got home, her mother was still at work, and the apartment was quiet except for her purring cat that was asleep on the kitchen table. Its tongue was hanging out of its open mouth. She thought to herself, "That's weird." Putting down her backpack, she saw that the shades were drawn, and the room seemed darker than usual, trying to shake the eerie feeling that was growing. She shook her head and reminded herself that she is not a girl that is easily frightened. She is just tired. Still, she knew it was far worse than that. A dark fear overwhelmed her. She knew all she wanted to do was go to sleep, but a sense of dark foreboding overcame her. She knew the apartment was safe. She knew her bedroom was safe. But there was still one place she could not dare to go. A place that, when she thought of it, made her heart sink and fall to the pit of her stomach. A horribly sad look washed over her face. The place was sleep. She felt so alone. She mustered her remaining strength and headed to her bedroom, where she sat on the edge of her bed, turned on the small fan on the nightstand, then plugged in her cell phone and set it next to the fan. Taking a deep sigh, her mind reeled at the horrific thought of the nightmare to come. Was the demon real, or was she losing her mind? She did not know. She lied down on her bed, closed her eyes to relax, and fell into the forbidden sleep she dreaded. At 2:30 p.m., she opened her eyes and quickly realized that she was not alone. Standing in front of her was a dark black figure, transparent, tall, and was standing just outside the door of her room. She could not see its face because its head was obscured by the top of the door frame. She thought to herself, "Not again." Frightened, her heart began to race, and she gasped for air. The monster stood still for a moment, then it began to move forward into the room. Instinctively, she moved to jump out of bed and get to her feet, but found that she could not move. She was frozen, a sense of paralysis. Stricken with terror, her eyes were fixed on the monster. Heart beating, her blood pulsing, she tried to scream, but could not. Raising its left arm, the monster approached and bent over her. She wanted to cry. Closing her eyes as tight as she could, she tried to wish the monster into the cornfield. Then, in a final crescendo of horror, she heard faint cries growing louder. The cries were not of this world. They were deep, painful cries, as if from hell. As she continued to clench her eyes and concentrate, slowly the voices faded. Opening her eyes, she found herself alone. As time passed, her muscles loosened, and she was able to sit up. Taking account of what was happening to her, all she could say was that sleep demons are real, and this could happen to anybody. The sleep demon continued to visit her dreams, but as time passed, it became less and less frequent. After a lot of thought and research, she does not know why it happened to her, but lives with the knowledge that the sleep demon is still out there, and she wonders who's next. I've given you a few thoughts as to what shadow entities might be. Now here is a logical explanation to consider. We live and see our world as linear. There are two distinct states of consciousness when we are awake and when we are asleep. It is, however, a little more nuanced than that. When we sleep, we dream, and in our dreams we run, jump, walk, and fly through the air with the greatest of ease. Our brain sees all of this as really happening, so to keep us safe from getting up and doing all of these activities while we are sleeping, our brain has a mechanism that turns off our voluntary muscle functions. But sometimes, as you enter REM sleep, your brain has not had a chance to turn off this muscle function, and you may feel a little jerk in your leg or arm. It may even wake you up. This is a synchronization error in the brain. Well, sometimes it works the other way around. As you come out of REM sleep, your brain fails to turn your voluntary muscle functions back on. You are fully awake, but you cannot move at all, a sense of paralysis. As scary as this would be, your brain is not done yet. Our brain is still so close to the REM dream state, this can cause you to start dreaming again. Yes, that's true. You can see things, feel things that really are not there. So either my brain betrays me or shadow entities are coming to visit me in my sleep. You tell me which is better. I don't know. Both options seem to suck. Anyways, I'm out of here. I'm going to go take a nap. Sweet dreams. Well, now that I am awake, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Please like and share. Oh yeah, stay curious and keep listening.